Every person in your life is a teacher. Some bring lessons about love and support. Others teach you what to avoid. You can't litter negativity everywhere and wonder why you have a trashy life. Regretting won't change your past, and it will end up your future if you continue to do that. Some people just won't admit they're wrong. Don't waste time trying to get them to accept it. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. Keep busy. It's the cheapest kind of medicine there is on this earth, and one of the best. Your friends' problems become your problems. The smaller your circle, the less bullshit you have to deal with. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. The thing you think about determines the quality of your mind. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. The bad phase of your life can start at any time. Stop worrying about what other people think. Honestly, who gives a shit? When you laugh, people laugh with you. And when you cry alone. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Do your best and trust the process. The harder you work, the luckier you will get. Your heart will tell you where to go. Your head will guide you there safely. Use one without the other, and you'll get lost. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Never give up on something you really want. It's difficult to wait, but it's more difficult to regret. You can't do big things if you are distracted by small things. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Learn to be sufficient and realize you are immortal, who will suffer horribly later if you don't become independent and resourceful. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will even go out of their way to see you fail. If people took back the pain they caused you, you'd lose the strength you gained. If you want to get rich, think of saving as earning. Most people stay in the same place for a reason. The things they hold dear are the anchors that hold them in place. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Nothing costs so much in life as illness and ignoring an illness. Everything outside of this moment is just imagination. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Most so-called failures are only temporary defeats. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. You'll never be sorry for telling someone you love them. Do it before it's too late. Trust wisely and not blindly. Here for a good time, not a long time. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. To get married means to have your rights and double your responsibilities. You will be pulled down out of jealousy. Don't get surprised. It's normal. Most of the time, you have to swallow the pain and learn to grow up by yourself. Our thoughts make us what we are. Difficulty shows what men are. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. Embrace stress as the opposite of apathy. A leader is a dealer in hope. The life of the dead is set in the memory of the living. Never take anything personally. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. True love begins when nothing is looked for in return. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're being judged no matter what. So be who you want to be. Never say maybe if you want to say no. When you are angry, stay silent. You don't have to win every argument. Agree to disagree. What Paul says about Peter tells us more about Paul than about Peter. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the ones worth suffering for. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. No matter how thin you slice it, there will always be two sides. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. The greatest risk is not taking one. Where your fear is, there is your task. If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. You need to stop the habit of doubting yourself. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop. Life will separate you from your friends, so appreciate each moment you have together. Do not chase after happiness. It is always in you. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. The blind man is a poor guide until it gets dark. We have two lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. Good things do come to those who wait and suffer. It might take time and be a long and rough road, but it's completely and totally worth it. You will look back at your life with much more regret for the things that you didn't do than for the things that you did. Understanding the question is half an answer. Don't overshare. Privacy is power. Be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Sometimes you have to go through the worst to get the best. Be alone until you're valued. To be able to forget means sanity. Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea of what they're doing. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret. The secret to success is to do the common things uncommonly well. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. The family you create is more important than the family you come from. Trying to forget someone means remembering him all the time. Strong people are always simple